Good morning, folks. Sorry about that. It is a late start, technical difficulties. We had a lot of technical difficulties, but I'm finally able to get this going. So as you can tell by the title, today I am doing part two of the marriage series, and this is entitled The Silent Death, part two, which is the silent death and why divorce usually happens. So, silent death, part two. Number one, it starts off with the partner doesn't come home. Number two, you feel as though you are being ignored. Number three, no face to face response conversationally. Home projects are being placed on hold time and time again with excuses why it's not being done. The partner leaves and doesn't tell you that they are leaving, goes away for days and weeks, and doesn't tell you where they are. Doesn't contact you, especially if you have kids, doesn't tell you when they are planning on returning, and they don't tell you when they've been, whom they've been around, and when they do return. Once again, the other part of this is silent mistreatment. Silent mistreatment. Body language shows true feelings. They tell you everything that you do wrong in order to make you feel unimportant. They shut you out by coming home when they know that you are sleeping to avoid having a physical conversation with you. Silent, unlawful lockdown. They can go, but you can't go. You can go, but you can't talk to anyone else. You are not allowed to have this or that. I feel you are not allowed to have a this is what I feel response in regards to what you just said. You can go, but they've set boundaries to where you can go. They send their friends and family to watch you and make you feel uncomfortable when you do go out by yourself if you're lucky enough to get that. So I know this video is very, 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 very short, but those are very self-explanatory reasons as to why divorce happens and why they happen so regularly. Um, my suggestion would be conversate with your partners. For me, I write my thoughts down. I write my thoughts down, and my partner, he gets a copy of what I'm thinking and he reads it and he knows how I feel when I write it down. He has already read all of this before I even vocalize it. He's already read it. He already knows my feelings. He already knows everything that's going on in here, and he knows everything that's going on in my heart because I wrote it down. I wrote it down. So he knows what I'm thinking. He knows where my mind is. He knows how to move in order to help me to get to be a much better person. He already knows all of that because he's already read it before I have vocalized any of it. He's already read it before I vocalized it. So that's one of the ways that you can communicate in order to avoid the silent treatment. Write your thoughts down, give them information as to what has gone on in the home during the week. As we all know that a lot of people do a lot of distant traveling now for their jobs. My husband is one of those. He does a lot of distant traveling. He goes globally across the globe, and I'm at home with the kids by myself all the time. All the time, especially during the Christmas season, especially during the 2 months of summers. Every time you think we get a break, I'm usually by myself. I'm not with my husband, and I have security in the home. My husband is traveling when my kids get a break from school. He's not home. He is absolutely not. So during those times, because my kids are home, I'm not picking up the camera. I'm not filming. So I write down my thoughts and I let him know exactly with a pen and paper exactly what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, what went down during the time that he was away. And when he returns, he deals with the situation. He absolutely deals with the situation when he does return. So I'm not saying my husband doesn't respond. He does. It just takes time for him to respond because a lot of things always seem to happen when he's gone. Things seem to be okay when he's around because people are usually pretending to give two crats about me. But as soon as he steps on a plane, he has been out of the country 7 times in 2023. 7 times. And 7 times I've had to call the national security in order to get people to leave me alone with my husband not being in the house in 2023. I've had to call the national security to get people to leave me alone with my husband being gone in 2023. And so 7 times out of 7, I was able to finish one book with my feelings as to what has happened and share them with him. Everybody, including names, dates, actions, and thoughts and verbal threats while he was gone and while he was away. Now, am I saying that my husband and I don't have arguments and disagreements? No, we do. We do. We do, but they are right now at this point in time, they're usually very philosophical disagreements as to how to proceed and get people to leave me alone. That is our usual philosophical type of argument. Beyond that, those arguments, we don't really argue because I write everything down. I write everything down in this book. And I have other books that have been fulfilled as well, and other books that have notes of every single thing, including with the kids, including with when things happen with the kids. I write it down and I let him know. He knows. So when he goes away, he is already aware that I'll be informing him as to what's going on in the home, what needs fixing. He knows the stuff. He knows that the bathroom is pretty much destroyed right about now that I use privately with my. He knows that it's destroyed. He knows. He knows that the kitchen pipe is not properly set. He sometimes comes in and he lets me know that he's returned and he's tightened the pipe a few. He's tightened the pipe a few, and right now it's really loose. The pipe is loose. I let him know the pipe is loose. He comes down at night and he checks the pipe. So I don't have to tell him because I write it down and he reads it and he checks the stuff and he knows. He knows. He knows when I do my laundry. He knows when I do it by hand and he knows when I use the washing machine. I write everything down. This book here, I write down my daily task. I even write down when I'm doing my laundry. I write down when I use the washing machine. I write down when I wash by hand. He knows. He knows exactly what tools I've used. He knows exactly what laundry soap I use. He knows. He knows what I have. He knows what I've purchased. I don't hide anything from my husband. He knows that it's there. When I purchase it and I show it here on YouTube, my husband already knows. I've already contractually spoken to him within the right of, okay, can I afford this with the small budget that I have? Can I afford this? It's here right now. If I can't afford this right now, do I wait until the product returns in order to purchase it another time, or do I just let it go and purchase something else instead that is more affordable until I can purchase that? He knows. I discuss that with him all the time. All the time. He absolutely knows every train of thought that I have because I've written it down. I've written it down. I've written it down. I've written it down. I've written it down several times over. I've written it down. I've written down my train of thoughts, so he knows. He knows what I'm thinking. He knows where my mind is going. Now he knows, okay, how do I operate around her to give her the time in order to vocally produce what's actually going on. So when he's home, he does other stuff. So he gives me time to be able to vocalize this. So he knows what I'm doing when I'm doing it. My husband knows what I'm doing when I'm doing it. It's not like I don't really do I don't do that a lot, but when I'm trying to do something in order to say thank you for being the man that you are, that's the stuff I hide until I know he gets it. Let me be that. Let me do that. Let me say thank you in my own way. My husband will get it. He will know. He will see it. He absolutely gets the stuff. I get the stuff. He gets the stuff. We reciprocate each other. We reciprocate each other and we say thank you to each other for doing the job that you were asked to do. Simple. And I see it, he sees it, and we keep it moving day by day. We keep it moving. As I said, we're at the point where we only have philosophical arguments, philosophical disagreements. And when there's a philosophical argument, a philosophical disagreement, we book and we study and we find. And it becomes a huge thing when we book, study, and find. Because that's what we do. That's who we are as a couple. We have a philosophical disagreement. We book, we study, we find, and it takes literally almost 300 to 700 people to help us find artifacts in regards to a philosophical disagreement. 700 people helps us to do that. And I'd like to say thank you to them for helping us solve a philosophical disagreement. Anyways, with that being said, that is it for part two for marriage and why divorce happens. Um, I didn't like having to do that, but it's a part of the requirement, and I have to. I have to. Hopefully, I won't have to do another one anytime soon. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Anyways, with that being said, that is it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this one. And I will see you all in the next one. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.